Hi, I'm Maria Dancing Heart, the author of The Last Adventure of Life, and this is an inspirational resource book for healing and prayer coming out of my many years of work as a hospice and bereavement counselor. Some people say that my work is a wonderful introduction to hospice. Today I'd like to share about chapter 11. It's kind of a well-kept secret in my book. It's the last chapter that I almost made an appendix, but I decided if it were an appendix, then people might not read it. So it's my last chapter, and it incorporates healing resources for further inquiry. And these resources can be used both at the time of death, but also in our lives when we are going through all kinds of transitions, or perhaps we've received a diagnosis that's quite serious and we want to explore other options besides what Western medicine has to offer. So first, in terms of death, one of the some of the resources that I have to offer in the book are things like guided meditation, shamanism, hypnotherapy, acupressure and acupuncture points that can be held when we are dying or moving through transition. Did you know that even the fingers can be points of relaxation and health? And I like to remember it this way. The first, we can hold our fingers for about 3 to 5 minutes, and they will help us deeply relax. And each finger has its own signature because each finger is connected with different parts of the body. The thumb is wonderful for security. And remember, kids will suck their thumb when they're needing security. Well, we can hold our thumb when we need security, and our thumb is connected, I believe, with our stomach. Our index finger, they say people are caught holding our index finger when we're about to give a talk or a presentation. So you want to hold your finger when you're in fear. Actually, it's connected with the bladder and the urinary tract, I believe. So if you have urinary issues, this would be a good finger to hold. But when you're in fear, it's a very good finger to hold. Then the anger finger. Isn't this interesting? This is the finger that has the gallbladder and liver associated with it. So instead of giving people the finger, we should be holding our finger when we're in deep anger. The fourth finger, the ring finger, is, guess what? It's connected to the lung. And it is the grief finger. So when we are in deep grief or sorrow, bereavement, or if we have lung issues, this is a wonderful finger to hold. And last but not least, this is the finger I say we all need to be holding. This is for denial and confusion. And I think all of us must be carrying around a little bit of confusion these days, not to mention denial. So in order to release that, you can hold your pinky. And then the harmonizing point that holds it all together is the middle of our palm. This is our harmonizing point. So if you need some harmony in your life, just hold the middle of your palm. Same with the feet. It's all corresponding. So a wonderful way to be with someone who is dying or sick and needing comfort is to place your fingers, your middle 3 fingers, right on the bottoms of their feet. And they will feel that harmonizing relaxation come into them. Then aromatherapy, or use of the wonderful essential oils, can be a wonderful healing piece at the end of life. Also, reading scriptures and other readings, poetry. I've included many of these readings in my work. So my book is a wonderful tool to have by the bedside of someone who is dying, and just to read pieces that you sense they might appreciate. Music and singing, music thanatology, can be a wonderful way to connect with a person when they're dying. I've heard of different chorales or small choruses, small groups of people who sing, who come and help a person cross over at the end of life. Or just singing a quiet tune to your loved one as they are getting ready to cross over is a beautiful gift to offer. not to mention the harp. The harp is traditionally the instrument that helps a person make that crossing over. And there are wonderful stories about how a person was calmed, and even their family members and those in the room were calmed down and helped to make the passing by listening to harp music. Then these modalities, like acupressure, acupuncture, shamanism, hypnotherapy, and many others that are in my chapter 11 of my book, can be very helpful at a time of health crisis in a person's life. Perhaps that person realizes that Western medicine doesn't have to offer all of what they need, or they want to create a different kind of approach, or a both-and approach to how they will overcome or have help their body come back into balance. Diet, of course, is a key. Many of us are way too acidic, and this is why we get sick instead of keeping our bodies alkalized. So these are pieces from chapter 11 in my book that might help you or your loved one if you are going through a health crisis. So I invite you to pick up my book, find The Last Adventure of Life somewhere in your bookstore nearby, and check out all the opportunities for healing and health and relaxation in my book. Also, in the very back of my book is a annotated bibliography with many other books, as well as websites and pieces of music, CDs, and other resources, even an index that can help you to look up the different resources that you may be interested in exploring. Thank you very much.